I am excited to welcome you back to Family Matters series. In our first two episodes, we explored the role of the man, the husband, and the role of the woman, the wife, that is within God's divine design for the family. Today, we turn to the third and vital part of that design, the children. From conception to adulthood, God has a purpose for every child. They are not accidental, they are intentional, born through divine design, shaped by godly parenting and called to mature into vessels of purpose who will one day become husbands, wives, and parents themselves. Psalms chapter 127 and verse 3 reminds us that children are a heritage from the Lord. The fruit of the womb is a reward. Every child is a gift, not just for a family, but to God's kingdom purpose. Before a child is ever born, God already knows them. In Jeremiah chapter 1 and verse 5, God says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you." This means every child's identity and purpose are pre-written by God. Parents are not authors. They are stewards of a divine story. In Psalms 139, scriptures declare, "You knit me together in my mother's womb. Your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book." From the very beginning, a child's life carries eternal significance. That's why conception and pregnancy are sacred. They mark the beginning of a divine calling entrusted to a mother and a father. The child already belongs to God, and parents are partners in raising them for His own glory. So after birth, God entrusts parents with both love and responsibility. Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." Training is intentional. It's not just teaching words, but modeling character. Deuteronomy chapter 6 tells parents to teach God's commandments diligently when sitting, walking, and even lying down, because learning God's ways should be woven into everyday life. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4 adds balance to this. "Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord." This means discipline should shape, not shame. Love should guide and not spoil. You see, the home is the first classroom and the parents are the first teachers. What a child learns about love, truth, respect, and responsibility really begins long before school. It begins in the atmosphere of the home. And then comes teenage years, a crossroads between dependence and independence, a time when choices begin to shape destiny. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 1 says, "Remember your Creator in the days of your youth." This is when the battle for identity is the strongest. The world says, "Follow your heart." Scripture says, "Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life," in Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23. 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 12 encourages young people, "Let no one despise your youth, but be an example in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit, in faith, in purity." Teenagers are not too young to walk with God. In fact, they are called to lead by example. Parents, your role in this season shifts from directing to guiding. Children must learn to make godly choices for themselves, while parents model faith, prayer, and purpose. This is the stage where influence must be rooted in relationship, not authority. There comes a point when every child desires independence, to go out into the world. Jesus told the parable of the prodigal son, a young man who demanded his inheritance early, left home, and wasted it all in reckless living. But notice this. The father didn't chase him, he waited. When the son returned, humbled and broken, the father ran to him and embraced him. This is the heart of God, patient, merciful, always ready to restore. Leaving home is not rebellion when done in maturity. It's part of becoming. But living in pride leads to pain, while living in purpose leads to destiny. Maturity prepares children to step out, not escape responsibility, but to carry God's purposes forward into new places. Every child must learn that true freedom is found not in running from the Father's house, but in walking in the Father's will. So as children grow into adulthood, God's design is that they also grow into spiritual sonship. Romans chapter 8 verse 14 says, those who are led by the Spirit of God are the sons of God. Maturity is not just age, it's obedience, humility, and stewardship. When a child matures spiritually, they begin to carry God's heart into every area of their life. As a husband, as a wife, a parent, or a leader. This is the ultimate goal of godly parenting. Not just raising good children, but raising kingdom ambassadors. Galatians chapter 4 and verse 7 says, you are no longer slaves, but sons. And if a son, then an heir through Christ. Children raised in the fear of the Lord become heirs of his purpose, walking in identity, love, and truth. In conclusion, from conception to calling, every child's journey is sacred. They begin in the womb, known by God. They are nurtured in love and discipline. They grow in obedience and wisdom. They mature through testing and choice. And they become men and women who carry God's image into the world. That's a divine cycle of family. Father, mother, children, each reflecting a part of God's heart. And when children walk in God's design, the family becomes a testimony of heaven on earth. Children are not just the future. They are the continuation of God's purpose on earth. Raise them to know him, and they will live to reveal him.